Yeah, what's up? I mean, now I've shut it. What's up?
Are you currently streaming?
Yes.
That's all. I just thought you'd like to know that. But I didn't want the world to know that, you know? Have fun.
Okay, I love you too. Oh yeah, that would have been totally in the shot if you, if I hadn't shut the camera.
See, that's why I said to. I told you it was a secret.
I made boobs. Come here, look at this boobs.
Eleanor, I'm in my zebra.
I like your zebra.
I know, it's just. Good job.
I'm making the the 4 pillars of the sandcastle. I'm making a sandcastle right now.
What is happening?
Hey Pyro, yeah, no, the program issue is on OBS. And I mean, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know why it's happening. Hi.
That was a goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
I mean, it doesn't seem to have a window. I don't seem to be able to move it is the other thing. Like, I wish I could show you, but... Well, that's nothing. It's a setting somewhere in OBS, and I don't know how to change it. I don't know how it happened either. What's really weird is it lays over top of... So, like, whenever I bring OBS into the other... Whoa. Whoa! Okay, I figured it out. Everything's all good. All I did was I just shrunk the window. It's in the docs menu. Cool. I wish I had known that earlier. Yeah, what I did was... Oh, these are all sorts of... Well, you know what? It's sand. It's not going to be all the same size. This is why I love working with more organic materials, is like... Things aren't going to be perfect, you know? We can accept a little bit of variation when we're working with some slightly more organic materials. So we're just gonna start by like, so we're creating a general shape that we want for our little sandcastle. It doesn't have to be too perfectly detailed. And we'll get the texturing in. Oh, I did want to show you guys. This is the final product of just quickly texturing the bucket. I decided to make it a metal bucket. I don't know. I was just having a hard time finding a plastic texture that was really good and looked like plastic, but wasn't just like a flat texture. You know, I wanted some creativity in it. But also, like, this may kind of inform our scene a little bit more. We'll draw a base off of this. Because, like, you know, nowadays we all have plastic shovels and buckets and whatever. But this is clearly made of metal. It's got that nice little specular roll-off is what it's called in the biz to it. And it's definitely got some more metallic. And I took your idea, Pyro, to use my favorite color, blue. So it's blue, which is nice. And I'll actually just show you guys really quick. Oh, we need to select the mesh first. So this is the texture that I just pulled off the web. And I just arranged the UV shells. The rope is in here, but it's so small, I just sort of like, it's a blue rope now. And you can see in the render image, that it doesn't look too bad. We don't have lighting in this, so it's not like a great shot, but it's a good render image. If I were to throw a light in here, let's go with this one. Let's look through selected. Right. Yeah, there we go. That will be good. So I'm just going to change this light and try and render out in Arnold to see what we might be looking at for some high definition stuff, some slightly better rendering. This will take a moment, and clearly we don't have enough light in the scene right now. What if I flip this to this way? That might be better. Actually, I have the light looking at it. And these rough edges are really not the greatest in terms of this light. But yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit better than the, that was... What's the save button? I always forget. That one. And then, yeah, so we save that. If we were to switch back to our Maya software render, and then we'll delete this light just because we don't really want that for our Maya software render. And that's what that one looks like. So you can see the difference in the Arnold render. Yes, that is my computer fan. It is very loud. I hate it. And I definitely have to replace it at some point. But yeah, so you see, so this is what I normally use for rendering when I'm working. To just get a quick, brief idea, and then I'll have to play around with lighting and shadows and such, because this is what Arnold will actually do. It'll get some more of that metal. It kind of actually pulls a lot more of that metal texture from the rope, so we might want to fix that later on. Yeah, it's the fan that came with the computer, which is great. There's still so much more I want to do to this computer. The hard drive is for shit. Which is why I've got a 2 terabyte external. But so yeah, so that's the bucket that we made today. We'll just quickly save that. and get back to building our sandcastle. So this is a different program, Mudbox. It is a lot more like sculpting. Mudbox is one of those programs that people will use for things like modeling faces and the like. So I'm just trying to create the idea of like a kid playing in a sandbox, making these sort of castle pillars. Oh, what are they called? I don't remember what these are called, to be quite honest. Get a nice small brush to create a little divot in here, maybe. There we go. It's not perfect, but there is the start of our sandcastle. Let's see. Guard towers. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. So these are stencils. These are a nice way to give a little bit of texture. It's been forever since I used this, so I think what I really want to do. So I don't really remember how to use all this stuff. But I think what I need is more density in my model, basically. Let's see. Yeah, because if we do that, that's not. Ah, here we go. Okay. So now we can get some color. We're gonna shift it slightly. We'll pull up this stencil. Yes, we want to paint it on the diffuse layer, and we can get this sort of sandy texture going on. We just have to make sure that we don't it's not the button that I want. That's the button I want. Go outside the bounds of the texture box. Yeah, I know. I've had my desk set up for all of about a month, I want to say, and it's already, like, I've got a pile of papers on the side, and it's not the greatest. Okay, cool. So that is a slight rough texture. Let's darken up these edges a little bit. All right. So that's a nice start to a nice little sandcastle. I think I want to work in here a little bit. There's gotta be... I want to give this some more texture, though. I don't want to do... Using the wrong thing. See, this is the problem. I haven't used this in such a long time. There we go. Wax. That's the one that I want to use. We'll just pull down the strength a little bit. That didn't seem to pull down the strength enough at all. This isn't really giving it the texture that I want. And I don't know why. It's really frustrating. I want it to give it... Shouldn't matter my brush size. Yeah, that's not it. Oh my god, I know. I have got such a huge desk. And yet, I mean, I've got 2 monitors on it. Admittedly, it's not big enough for like 2 proper sized monitors. One of them is definitely an auxiliary monitor. It's absolutely not big enough. Smooth is definitely not going to be it. I don't know why. Why is this not creating the kind of thing that I want? There's gotta be a reason for it. Yeah, that's not... It's not what we want! It probably is just like the density of the mesh. Okay, there's gotta be... Oh, that's a point. I should do things on layers too. Huh? I should absolutely be working in layers. Layers are ever so vital, all the time. So, I mean, there is a sand texture, and I will probably end up just applying it to that. Although that's a point. So, in 3D modeling, there's a couple of different ways to solve problems, basically, because that's what we're doing all the time. We have this model here, or this idea of a model, and we want to have its shape. That's the modeling aspect. And then we want to have a texture. Sometimes we want to have transparency, so part of it is see-through. And finding out whether or not we want to be using a texture solution versus a modeling solution. And you're probably right that instead of giving this a different texture, creating a modeling aspect on this, what we want to do is create a normal map. Which is basically like you take a oblong-shaped object and you create a normal map and you put it on that. The normal map looks like a really detailed rock, but it's actually just a 2-dimensional texture. So data-wise, it's very easy for games to use, for games to process. It's one way that video games can deal with having these very complex and detailed looking things without actually taking up tons and tons of processing power, memory, RAM, all that crap. So we use normal maps, which is a type of texture, to make these gorgeous, beautiful looking things. The thing is, I don't remember how to make normal maps. And you do it in Mudbox. I mean, you can... anything that you can do in Mudbox, you can do in Maya. You can do things better in Mudbox than in Maya. But it's honestly been... Yeah, so this is the texture that I've made on this plane. So this plane, I mean, I guess I have sculpted it, so it is technically augmented. But I've just moved the vertices so that it has this shape. This texture map is me painting it. And I've managed to get these sort of weird swirls going on because of this. It's basically how it's done. So, what I need to do is I need to remember how to make a normal map. And I don't remember how to do that because it's been a year. Welcome to Learning Maya. The current time. Normal maps. Here we go. This is what I want. So if I do that... Nope. It's still not giving me the detail that I want, though, and that's the thing. So I think it's something to do with my brushes. Yeah, I mean, so... when you have those weird seaming issues, that's usually because of you're not making your UVs correctly. Like here, I'll show you in this. Even I didn't do it well, to be honest. So let's look at it in this view. Let me see if I can find the seam. It's really hard to see it, but this edge right here, that seam is wrong. In the texture mapping. And that is because if we look at our UV map, that edge is this one. We'll just scale this down. Oh, am I wrong? What edge is this edge? Oh, that's just the way the texture looks. Well, that's shit. Okay, so this is the edge where the seam is broken, basically. But if we were to render that out, you can kind of see it. So there's two ways to solve this. There's either fixing your UVs so you don't have those seams in obvious places. Oh yeah, no, so here's the thing. AAA games are still made by new designers. There are teams and teams of people. Ooh, what's this do? Oh, that did something. I don't know what it did, but that was kind of neat. I like that. So that's taking our stamp, isn't it? Yeah, that was grabbing our stamp. Neat. So what if we were to just do that? That adds some neat little texture to it. So this normal map is just going to make it appear as though this is a little bit weird looking. Okay. Not sure I really like that. So that's not... Ah! That's more of what I was going for. How did I do that? Does anyone remember? No? No one remembers? But yeah, AAA games can be made in part by some new designers. And also, you have to remember, like, I'm spending an hour designing each of these. Now I'm very slow, I'm doing a stream, so I'm not, like, spending as much time as a paid professional programmer would. But that isn't to say that, like, someone's gonna make a mistake. Like, people make mistakes all the time. And honestly, I can forgive it. I just want this texture on my thing, and I don't know how to do it. What happens? Nope, okay. I don't appear to be affecting this model at all, and it's really frustrating me. Yeah, no, I know it's not the grab. I'm pretty confident it's the sculpt tool. However, no, I know it's not that. Ah! Blah, 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 blah. Okay, maybe... I mean, I do think I want to be working in normal maps, and I do think that my issue is that my model is not complex enough. It doesn't have enough verts in it. But I feel like I might be wrong. Yeah, because that's not what I want. Of course, the problem with this is, like, there are a million settings in this program. And if we don't figure it out today, that's fine. I'll figure it out off camera. I'll show you guys what I did. We're not mirroring, we're not strength size. Tell you what, I'm gonna do a quick video search of... No. Well, that did something that I don't want. Okay, there we go. Got rid of that. And also, like, you know what? If this is just our sandcastle, that's fine. It's a start. It's nothing spectacular. I mean, we got some... I don't even know if that's texturing. That kind of looks like... Yeah, that's just a paint effect. It looks like texturing, but it isn't. Like that? That's not what we want, you know? Okay, so I'm going to create a new layer, and we're going to try sculpting on this layer to figure out. Okay, so we'll do that. Except I feel like I want... These are all triangles, though. I don't know if I want triangles. All that seems to not be working. Oh, excuse me. Alright, let's create a new layer. We're gonna just try. I don't understand! Ah! Sorry. I've gone mad. Okay. So let's create a plane. I would like to move the plane, please. Okay, put that there. This is the one that we're going to work on. Nope, that doesn't seem to be increasing anything. How do I make a more dense mesh? There should be an easier way to do that. I'm an idiot. There's a whole system that I should be utilizing that I'm not utilizing. Okay. Was it shift page up? Shift D. Okay. So. I did do things correctly. So we're going to, if we delete this layer, we still have that layer. Okay, so we're gonna shift D up to 5. And we'll put this layer here. So now, if I were to do this, Nothing seems to happen. Okay. What happens if I stencil this on? Still nothing happens. This is amazingly frustrating. Okay, I can definitely interact with this. Why can't I affect it at all? There we go, that's working now. Okay, so let's go back up to there, do this. Okay, so. There we go! That is what I've been trying to achieve all along. And this is creating the normal map that we're looking at, basically. Just gonna give a little bit of nice little texture to this. Oh, I'm so glad that I finally figured it out. We just had to step up the model to more subdivisions. So, turn that off. We're just gonna smooth some things out a little bit here. Take some of these points away because they are a little bit extreme for sand. What I should have done is I should have adjusted my brush a little bit more first. But now we've got something that slightly resembles a child's version of Sand Castle. I mean, you go out to the beach with your like little 3-year-old and it's the 1950s and you've got this pretty shitty looking metal bucket. And then they make this out of it. And you're like, oh, that's so good. That's so sweet. Good job, little one. So, like I said, I'm still a student. I'm still learning. But you know what? Part of the point of me doing these streams is also, like, me remembering how to use all these tools and getting in more practice of using these tools because, oh my god, that was a nightmare. Looking around for the right thing to do the thing that I want. Like, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to use these stamps and stencils to give some slight texturing variance. And now as we look at our normal map, so you see, so technically, this is like all that we're making really is a texture to go over a plane. So we'll take this texture, you know, we'll take the normal map, we'll take the texture map. We don't have any like incandescence or bump maps or anything like that. Well, normal maps and bump maps are kind of the same thing. But we don't have any incandescence, we don't have anything too fancy, it's just sand, but we do have a normal map and we do have a texture map. Or an image plane, I guess, basically. But we'll take this and we will put it onto a flat plane and it will suddenly look like this. The weird thing is these tools, I haven't super gotten into the whole, like, meshing all these tools together yet, so I may off camera figure out like, how do I actually take this and put it into a scene later on? I've done it, or I had my professor do it in, we used the Unity game engine. We made a rock in Mudbox exclusively. Kind of similar to what we're doing. And then we imported all of the different texture files as well as our original mesh. And it looked like a rock. Technically, so like there's also a collision map, which is just mapped to your model by default. So that's basically the thing that makes the normal map neat and awesome, is like in terms of running the game, the model of the rock is much smaller and less detailed than the thing that you can touch, basically. The what did I just call it? The oh, I've lost myself in my own brain. It's a horrible place in here, really. Nothing ever gets done. Collision map. Yeah, so you have your rock, right? You have your rock in your video game. It's a great big old pillar. But technically, the thing that you run into is not the thing that you look at, if you know what I mean. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. So, like, if you were to run into this in a video game, all that you would actually be running on is the flat ground plane. Basically, all that you would be interacting with, all that you would be able to touch, would look like this. Where's my plane? Oh, it's too small, that's why. My normals are reversed. I don't know why. But yeah, so like, I could take this and map, I can't do it right now, and I could map it onto this. All that you would be able to interact with is this flat surface. But what you would see is this. And that's doable with like all this great little detail, all this texture, because of normal maps, and collision maps, and such like that. It's basically just a way to make the game engine run more smoothly. So yeah, so we have made our shitty little sandcastle. It's not a whole lot, but it's a quick demonstration of the sculpting tool. It's a good way for us to get back into sculpting. We will be getting better as the weeks go by, and we reuse these tools every week. But yeah, so you can kind of start to see how this is all coming together. The bucket, I would like that to go away, please. The bucket is coming along. The sandcastle is coming along. And tomorrow, let's see. Tomorrow, we are going to be doing some of the actual texturing. I'm going to make just a beach ball. We're literally just going to take a sphere and texture it. And we're going to work, we'll probably do a little bit of online research. We'll probably do a little bit of Photoshop design. And we will texture a beach ball. It's going to be a little bit shorter of a project, so we might expand into doing like a towel, like a beach towel, maybe even an umbrella. And then after that, we will continue on down the week. We'll rig that turtle so we can actually manipulate it and pose it. And then after that, we'll make some tiki torches and work with lighting and particle emitters, which is really cool. And then we will animate some baby turtles crawling down past this sandcastle, maybe past the bucket, maybe interacting with the bucket, tipping it over. That would be neat. And then lastly, we will make our environment the base of the scene, and then we will take all of these little details in together and put them in together for our final beach scene. There are games that do put collision in, or they really do a really good job of making it appear as though there's collision in every tiny little detail. I can guarantee you that like all these bumps in a video game will, I mean, okay, I want to say will never be actually detailed as part of the collision mapping, but like, because we'll probably at some point have computers that are so powerful and engines that are so powerful that you can do those sorts of things. But we do have to do these shortcuts for right now. Because, I mean, when you think about it, like, there's this one computer trying to generate all of this environment and whatever and interacting with it. And it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to process. So we use these little shortcuts. Yeah, so I think that's going to be all for tonight's stream. It's a little bit shorter than we normally will do. Some things will definitely take an hour. Some things will not. It all depends upon my skill level, really. And I mean, like, definitely the beach scene on Sunday will probably take a good amount of time, as well as the animation. Animation takes a long time, so I will probably have a plan, a little bit more of a plan as to what to do on Saturday for animation, and get some of the basic of it set up beforehand. Animation takes a long time. There's some tricks that you can use to shorten it. I haven't learned all of them. Yeah. So thank you all so much for joining our stream. It's a pleasure to see you as always. To give you a little bit of a hint of the scene that we will be making, this is just a landscape that I made in Mudbox last year. You can see that we used some of these texturing and bump mapping, normal mapping kind of stuff. And here we even have a bit of a opacity texture on the water. So you can see there's a little bit of a difference between the water and the actual land beneath it. And then the night sky in the background. We'll see how to do all that sort of stuff on Sunday. So thank you all so much for joining us in our stream today. Whoops, that should be over there. Thank you all so much for joining us in our stream today, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.